నేను దేనికైనా రావడానికైనా ఓకే కొంచెం సైడ్ స్టార్ట్ అయ్యింది ఓకే
Okay. Good evening, students. Just I'll wait for 1 second and I'll start. Good evening. Shall I start or else we will wait for 1 second? Okay. Good evening, all. So I want to start the class. Good evening, students. Okay. Is the voice audible? Yeah, students, if I'm clear, my voice is clear, then we can start the class. Yeah, okay. Okay, thank you, ma'am. So, first of all, I want to introduce about a few lines about me. Hello, good evening, students. I'm Jiv Sinita, a seasoned English faculty member and a soft skill trainer. With 10 years of experience, I brought my expertise in enhancing communication, presentation, and interpersonal skills. I'm passionate about empowering individuals to excel in their personal and professional lives. I'm excited to share my knowledge and experience with you. I feel privileged to be part of iCare Academy, which empowers students and trains them to secure positions in reputed corporate organization. I would like to extend my special thanks to Naresh sir for giving me this wonderful opportunity to guide the students for Infosys placements. So I want to start the class. Is everything okay? Yes, if the response is okay. Okay, okay, thank you. Thank you for your response. Uh, is the PPT visible? Ma'am? ఒకసారి చూడండి ప్లీజ్ షేర్ ఓకే జస్ట్ మినిట్ I'm షేర్ చేశాను ఫర్ మీ ఇట్ ఈస్ విజిబుల్
రావట్లేదు
అందుకే చెప్తున్నాను విండోస్ నెక్స్ట్ PPT ఒకసారి చూడండి.
ఇక్కడ చాలా చాలా మేడం అది.
అదే పీపీటీస్ నెక్స్ట్ వస్తుంది. Okay, before going to start the class, just see a small quote I have given for you. Success is the sum of the small efforts repeated day in and day out. It was the quote written by Robert Collier. Okay, then if you're putting a little effort, then you can reach your success.
Just ఒక నిమిషం.
So, is everything visible? And the voice is clear for you? Okay, screen is not visible. Screen is not visible. Yes. You can't see the PPT, ma? Is the screen visible or not? Yes. You can see the code, right? Not clear. Visible. Okay. No, now it's visible. Okay, thank you, ma, for your responses. Okay, we'll start the class. This is especially this is a verbal class for the Infosys for women. Okay, and see the quote already I have read you, and once again we'll start. Success is the sum of a small efforts repeated day in and day out. This quote was written by Robert Collier.
Okay, sorry.
What is the girls? Okay, let it be. The next slide is not coming. Not coming. Only one slide is there.
You can see it.
Yeah, I can see, but just okay. So this is a topic like verbal ability topics that I'm going to cover in the Infosys. So first thing is the reading comprehension. In that reading comprehension, you have to understand and interpreting the written is. So reading comprehension is a very easiest one. But here comparing to the academics and here in the placements, you have to understand the in-depth meaning of the passage and answer the questions. Okay. Reading comprehension, 5 questions will be there. If you are good in reading practice like unseen passages, if you are good in that, you can score the 5 marks easily. And coming to the part of grammar, sentence completion. In the sentence completion, it might be covering any of the grammar part, like tenses they will cover, articles they may ask, active words, passive words they may ask, or fill in the blank they may ask. Like that, so many things. It's sentence completion, any part of the grammar topic they'll be asking. Error correction also same, and identifying the correct sentences. Okay, in the given sentence, that will be there in the grammar part. Coming to the vocabulary, using and understanding the wide range of the words like synonyms and antonyms will be there, and word analogy will be there in that. Okay, and critical reasoning, identify logical fallacies and arguments. And here, totally in the verbal grammar part, like 20 questions will be there. And now the Infosys have been added a new thing, that is English writing. So there you will get the essay writing. Essay writing in the sense the topic is given, then you have to think. I wanted to share a few tips. So what it means in the sense, whenever the topic you have seen, just like 1 second you think about the topic, and you just what are the ideas that you are getting, just keep them and frame that ideas in a chronological. And when you are writing a passage, like on a topic, so first you have to write what your ideas that you wanted to share about the topic. That should be in the introduction. Always the presentation of the writing part should be in the 3 areas. Like first should be the introduction, second should be the body, and third should be the conclusion. First in the introduction, what you wanted to deliver about the topic, what your ideas and thoughts, that should be in the introduction. And in the body, all whatever the ideas that you have been shared in that you are going to explain with examples or facts in that. Okay, so that should be there. If you have a multiple ideas, just be in one paragraph, like one idea should be there. Don't be clumsy writing all the ideas in one paragraph. Okay, just break into small chunks and write down. and last should be the conclusion. It's not the someone's conclusion, that what you felt about the topic, that should be your conclusion. So this is all about for the verbal ability in the Infosys. Okay, just we'll go for the next slide. See here the in-depth and how many questions are asked and what areas and how you can score that. I have given a detailed syllabus here. So first thing is the sentence completion. You may be getting 4 to 5 questions, okay, and error corrections, error detections, and you have to correct them. Okay, so then 4 questions will be there, and one of other 4 questions from error detection, identifying correct sentences, and reading comprehension 5 questions, and critical reasoning 3 questions. Most important concepts that are covered in the verbal abilities, like from any area, they may ask from tenses, or they may ask from the verbs, or else they may ask from the articles, or else they may ask from the vocabulary, like fill the blanks with correct preposition or subject verb agreement or parallelisms. Either they may ask any closed test or any of the blank or whatever the sentence or the error detection. In that, all these areas are covered. They don't specify that. Fill the blank with a suitable tense. Fill the blank with a suitable verb form. Like how we have studied in academics, it will not be like that, but you should be able to recognize the given question with what we have to fill. Okay. So these are the areas that you have to cross check. So if I'm clear everything, then shall we go for the pattern of the Infosys? Yes, I'll go for the next slide. Okay. See the question. Fill in the blanks with the most appropriate choice. President Trump believes in clear measures to discourage Iran from restarting its nuclear program or continuing its other. So the options 4 words have been given. Which word suits there? So you should be aware of whenever you read the sentence twice, you read and which word suits. So what is the correct answer? What you are thinking? So the correct answer is, hope if you have the correct answer, C is the correct answer. Okay. What is the meaning of malign in the sense why the malign word fix here? That I'll tell you all the words, word meanings. See, President Trump believes in clear measures to discourage the Iran, whatever the Iran is doing on that, the things on that. The President Trump wanted to discourage that. So here the malign in the sense evil in nature or effect. Okay, whatever Iran is doing, that believes that he is discouraging on that. That is the meaning. So malroyant is the another word. What is that word meaning in the sense? It's a clumsy or handling the things. Next, exuberant means cheerful and full of energy. So that doesn't suit here. Fastidious means very attentive to and concerned about accuracy and details. So here the C option is the right because the evil nature here. The President Trump believes it a clear measures to discourage the Iran is because the Iran is behaving in a very evil it is having. So that's the reason he wanted to discourage. The other things doesn't suit that. Now in the exam, mostly this part of the vocabulary things are there. So you should be aware of that. As the sentence you read, immediately go for the option and cross check which one suits the best one. So the first question answer is malign. Okay. Second question. See the second question. Select the word segment that substitutes or replaces the bracket wrong segment correctly and complete the sentence meaningfully. Select the option no correction required if the sentence is correct as given. See the question. So nowadays, whatever the bracket the given in here the instead of bracket I have given in a darken the thing. So that what will be replaced to make the sentence as the correct one. If there is no error, then it has given as a correct sentence. So what might be the answer? Mr. Lorry grasped his hand in her return, and neither of the two are speaking to each other since. So options are no error. The given sentence doesn't have any error. Speaking to each other since Mr. Lorry grabs his hand in, or return and neither of two are. What is the right answer? So here, what is the answer in the sense? Mr. Lorry grabs in hand. Here it is a singular, plural verb is given here, and singular pronoun is given, and neither of the requires. Neither of the two requires is a verb. So there, what? Neither of the two are or one. It should be neither nor. So it should be a one. So it's not the plural form. In the place of are, it should be is. Mr. Lorry grabs his hand in return, and neither of the two is speaking to each other since. Okay. So here, which part is the error in the sense? Speaking to each other since. Okay. Neither of the two is speaking to each other will be the right answer. Okay. Am I clear? So there the option here, Mr. Lorry grabs hand in, and neither of the two is speaking to each other, or else you can hand in return also you can write down. Going for the third question, arrange the sentences like parajumble like they will give, and you have to make them into a sequence. Okay. Arrange the sentences A, B, C, D between sentence 1 and 6 to form a logical sequence. So the 6 sentences will be given, 1 and 6 is given, and A, B, C, D you have to arrange them based on the first and the sixth one. These are nowadays in every exam they are given. Okay, you should be think carefully. So what is the first sentence, what it is conveying, and what is the last sentence conveying based on that. So the first, whatever the first sentence you are having, for that, what are the clue words in that, you find out and be the next one. Be the next one. So what is relevant to the next? And finally, you'll get the answers. So what might be the answer? So see the first option, the mandling traffic cognition at the junction outside the university every day is not only because 4 roads converge at one point. Okay. So here the discussion is about what about the traffic. Okay, that to outside every day what is going on. So then what should be the next option? So not only the traffic, what are the other things making traffic jams, cognition, right? The C option, potholes, water logging, and dug for roadsides are also to blame. So these are the things also making the traffic jam, right? Then next, go for the evacuation of traffic from each of our 4 arterial roads is a task, as these hurdles slow down the vehicles. These are the things that are making, instead of going so fast, they are making the traffic traffic jams here. Okay, then peak hour traffic then piles up for several kilometers on all of our 4 sides. Wherever the junction is there and all the 4 sides, if the roads are not in a proper, everywhere water is lagging and all, it takes the traffic jam will be for several kilometers. And last option is the daily computers often fume at the wastage of time and the fuel because of slow movement of the on the road. So it is consuming more fuel, right? So according to the as per the survey, they have found out, according to the experts, poor quality of roads, slow down vehicles, compounding the infrastructural problems at this junction. So the answer is A. C, A, B, D is the right option. Okay. So first one is giving introduction about the traffic. So what are the reasons for the traffic jams near the wherever the junctions for roads move, wherever they are meeting. So the next, because not only vehicles, there are some other things that they are like potholes, like manholes, and all these because the roads are up and down and they are not properly soft. So that's the reason. So not only the vehicles, the other things are also blaming these things. And then So the as per the survey and all this like roads and all our vehicles are making the traffic jams. Then it is taking a several hours to move. Okay, so their slow movement of the vehicles, what is happening? The fuel is consuming more. So these have been found out by the survey and they have given the declaration. Okay, what are the problems for the traffic jams near the junction? So shall I move on to the next question? We'll see the fourth question. Select the word segment that substitutes, replaces the bracketed wrong segment correctly and complete the sentence meaningfully. Select the option, no correct option required if the sentence is correct as given. So whatever in the bracket it is given, that you have to find out what is the wrong in that, and whatever the options given in that, what is the right option can be replaced in the bracket. That you have to find out. Most of the questions have been given at present like this only, ma. They're not giving like filling the blanks with like what are the options. Very few questions will be coming like that, but mostly they'll give this sort of like replace, correct it, or error detection and all that. Okay. So what is the answer? So in Bahamas, businesses is not one of their elements. Perhaps they need to incorporate more of the Western business culture in them. So the bracketed, what is the bracket sentence they have given? In Bahamas, businesses is not one of their elements. Perhaps that if it is a wrong, you have to replace the correct one. So see the options. In Bahamas, businesses is not one of the strong elements, perhaps. B1, no correction required. In the Bahamas, business is not a strong element, perhaps. D option. In the Bahamas, businesses is not one of the elements, perhaps. Here, take the example in the question. Businesses, the word will not be there. It will be only the business. So that's the reason. So I have given the clue. What might be the answer? C is the right option. Why? Because the first A option in Bahamas, businesses is not one. Businesses word will not be there. Business is the right word. Okay. Second one, no correction required. Already there is a correction in that. So that will not be an option. So coming to the D part, in the Bahamas, again they have given. So A and D you can eliminate. Businesses. Already I have given clue. And B1, why we can eliminate no correction. Already correction is required, right? So C is the right option. In the Bahamas, Bahamas is like ancient historic thing. Okay, in the Bahamas, business is not a strong element. Perhaps they need to incorporate more of the Western business culture in them. That is the right framing of the sentence. Okay, shall I move on to the next question? See the fifth question. So in the question, a statement has been by two arguments numbered 1 and 2. You have to decide which of the arguments is strong. So nowadays, you can see that every exam, even in the English, not only in aptitude, this statement and assertion and arguments are given more. So they have given a quote like statement: "Is the pen mightier than the sword?" Question. Okay, interrogative question is given in the argument. See that no, with physical force one can conquer everything. Second one, argument: yes, writers have the ability to influence the thoughts of people with their writings. So what is the strong argument? Which one is the right answer? Either the one we can go for or two. See, this is very simple one. Is a pen mightier than the sword? Yeah, sword means you all know that a knife like thing which can kill the person, but a pen can modify, can inspire many of the people, right? So by seeing the so many writers, stories, and all the quotes, we are inspiring a lot. So obviously the second one is the right answer. Yes, writers have the ability to influence the thoughts of people with their writings, whatever they have written. By reading that, we are inspiring, we are modifying ourselves, like we are learning so many things. Instead of sword, pen is greater, right? So that is the strong. Second one is a strong argument. I'll go for the next question. Sixth question. The sentence below has been divided into three parts. Select the part of the sentence that has an error. If the sentence has no error, select the option no error. See, be careful. So in the error spotting and sentence correction, in that only the grammatical things will be there. That you have to find out. Okay. So see, read the question twice whenever you are like answering, when we are going for the options. So what is the question here? What they asked? Select the part of the sentence that has an error. Means which part of the sentence has the error. There is a oblique given. So which part of the sentence has error, that you have to find out. If there is no error, you can go for the option no error. So read this question. The peak temperature of concrete hydration increases with increasing casting temperature of concrete. The relation of the two are approximately linear. So which part of the sentence is wrong? So A is not a right. No error is there in the given sentence. Like they have break into chunks the sentence. First part like increases, second part concrete, and third. So three breaks are given. Which part has a error? If there is no error, go for the option no error. So what is the answer? So no error, we can't say that. So third, see the relation of the two are approximately real. The relation is a singular noun. So whenever the singular noun is there, we have to go with the singular verb. Okay, but in that sentence, are is given. Are is a plural verb, right? So then singular noun and singular verb should be there. So what we have to change over there to make it a right sentence, the relation of the two is approximately linear. Then you may ask the question, ma'am, the two you are saying no, but here the noun, the relation of the two, like it is the two is considered as a one thing. It's not the two people, right? So that is the reason instead of are, he should be there. So the relation of two are approximately linear. That is the wrong option. Okay. So in that part, error is there. R in the place of R, you have to replace with is. Then the sentence will be right. The peak temperature of concrete hydration increases with increasing casting temperature of concrete. The relation of the two is approximately linear. Like peak temperature, concrete hydration, and what like casting temperature. Both are like considered as one thing. Okay. So that is the answer. D is the option. D had the error. To make that error corrected, only that verb we have to change because the relation is the singular noun. Whenever the singular nouns are there, you have to go with the singular verbs. So go for the seventh question. Select the word segment that substitute or replace the bracketed word segment correctly and completes the sentence meaningfully. Select the option. No correction required if the sentence is correct as given. Okay. So whatever the words are given in the bracket, if it is a wrong, you have to replace it the right one. If there is no error, go for the no correction required. So the previous question is based on the tenses. Okay. So each question you have to analyze what this substitution, replacements, and everything is given like this. But in that the grammatical things are there. So what are the options? Read the question. If is a condition, right? So then what should be the next one? If it were to take any money, ought he not to make the most courteous march in the front? What is the word meaning courteous? Courteous in the sense showing a great desire to possess something belonging to someone else. What should be the answer? So see the answer is A. Okay. If it were to take any money, ought he not to make most courteous march in the front? Like, it is if, like, it is posing a question. If it were, like so many things, but plural form, and was is a past tense. Okay, and why not the see answer? B, because of was to take any money. It's like past tense. Okay, it doesn't consider like past tense. Okay, and C1, why it is not a correct. Were to take any money, ought he not to make? So it's not make the most courteous march for the friend. Okay, there it is given march in, but here in the C option for the friend. So that is the reason C is not the right answer. There are small minor mistakes given in the like option that you have to find out. See why the C is not correct, because there march in the front is given, but here march for the front they have given. So A is the right answer. If it were to take any money, ought he not to make most courteous march in the front? We have to make it as a question. It's like we are questioning someone else. So it's an interrogative question, and it's starting with the if it were, it not, was, or like C option. I'll go for the next option. See the eighth question. In each question below, there is a sentence with a jumbled parts. Rearrange these parts, which are labeled A, B, C, D, to produce a correct sentence. Okay, so all the jumbled sentences are given, and you have to frame them into a single sentence in very grammatically. Choose a proper sequence, like parajumbled words. Here, parajumbled sentences has given, but all the sentences you have to make it into a single sentence without a like grammatical error. So what is the answer? A month after schools reopened, 84% seats reserved under RTE, right to education, RTE means, remain vacant in private schools for the new academic year. So if you cross check, all everything will be the similar. What will be like, after the reopened, what will be the sequence of the next? Everything looks similar, but there should be a correct. Which one is the correct answer? A month after schools reopened, 84 seats reserved under RTA in private schools remain vacant for the new academic year. That is the right option. B is the right option. So, a month after schools reopened, 84 seats reserved under right to education. Okay, that too in private schools remain vacant for the new academic year. Okay, only 84 seats have been like reserved under RTA. The rest of the things are vacant for the next academic year. Okay, that are not filled. So B is the right option. Don't go like a sequence A, B, C, D. They looks very right. Like, a month after schools reopened, 84 seats reserved under RTE remain vacant in private schools for the new academic year. It looks like correct answer, but the correct sequence, like, first you are like, giving the schools reopen now. Before, like, after reopen, how many seats were reserved? Like, to 84. Okay, that too in private schools. We are discussing about the private schools, so that are vacant for the new academic year. So B is the right answer. Select the word segment that substitutes, replaces the bracketed wrong segment correctly and complete the sentence meaningfully. Select the option no correction required. The sentence is correct as given. See here. So the whole thing, like, from Mumbai has one of the longest coastal line in the world and which swathe of city connectable by water. So Mumbai has one of the longest coastal line in the world and with a swathe of, here in the bracket there is a wrong one. You have to replace with the right framing of the sentence, like, A, B, C, D. Which one suits there? What is the meaning of the swathe? Means a board of a strip or a area of something, or else the corner. Okay, corner of the coastal line. That is called the swathe. So which one? See the options. Mumbai has one of the longest coastal lines in the world with the swathe of. Mumbai has one of the longest coastal lines in the world and with swathes of the C1. Mumbai has one of the longest coastal lines in the world and with the swathe of the. No correction required, but there is a correction is there. What is the answer? So, any guesses? So, see here, swathe should not be the singular, it should be always in the plural. Okay. So, A and C option, the swathe of, they have given swathes, singular it is given. It should be in the plural. Okay. Mumbai has one of the longest coastal line in the world and with the swathes of city, like swathe means corners of the city, not the corner of the city, corners of the city connectable by water. It's not only if it is a swathe, not a single corner that is connecting the water. Like whatever the corners are there, everything is connected by the water because of longest coastal line. You all know what is the coastal line, which are very seas borders are called as the coastal lines. So go for the next question. 10th question. Choose a pair of words which have relationship similar to that between the given pair of words. It's a word analogy. Like 2-3 questions are asking at present. Like you have to think carefully. Which one? It's similar. They are asking the similar relation. So this is a little bit confusion. All look same, but you have to think logically. It's like critical thinking question. So example they have given natural, synthetic. Introduction, thesis, fragments, perfume, chalk, powder, gas, petroleum. So understand what is the relationship between the given example. Based on that, you have to decide the answer in the correct options. See, natural means it's a natural thing. Synthetic in the sense it's a man-made one. It's a kind of opposite to one another, right? Okay. In the same way, like introduction and thesis. Introduction and thesis, they are similar. If you are writing any project or any assignment or any paper, there will be introduction and there will be that is called as a thesis, like abstract will be there, right? Then fragrance, perfume, both are relevant. Chalk, powder, both are relevant. Okay, gas, it's another one, and petroleum, both are little bit distinct ones. So what is the answer? Like based on the examples, natural and synthetic both are distinct things like gas and petroleum. Gas is different and petroleum is different, but others are having relation. So that is the reason here, based on the example, the answer is gas, petroleum. See the 11th question. The sentence below has been divided into 3 parts. Select the part of the sentence that has an error. If the sentence has an error, select the option no error. So see the instructions given in the question. It will be little bit confusion. Okay. So if there is an error, okay, so the sentence has an error. If the sentence has an error, okay, select the option no error. Okay. See, the sentence have been break into 3 chunks. Which part is error? One of the small child began to wail with terror. What is the word meaning wail? Means a wail meaning in sense a prolonged, long cry, high pitched cry of the children. They are they are crying very loudly. So that is called as a wail. So one of the small child, not it should be children. Okay, so small child begin, that part is an error. To make it as a correct one of the small children begin to wail with the terror. Like how many children are in that? One child is crying very with a high pitched sound. Okay, so it's not the child, children. So C is the option. Error option is C. So to make it as the right one, we have to make the child into children. Shall I move on to the next question? I think you are understanding. So 12th question. The sentence below has been divided into three parts. Select the part of the sentence that has an error. If the sentence has an error, select the option no error. Same. Most of the questions in the exams at present, they are giving sentence completion, rewrite the sentence, spotting errors. Like everything will be the same. In that, you have to find out which part of the grammatical thing we have to correct. The second criteria is the LPG supply network. So criteria till that one break, LPG one break. So the sentence have been break into three. So which part has an error? The second criteria is the LPG supply network, no error. So which part is an error? So here, like the break, the second criteria is still that it should be the break. Sorry, the options, the LPG should be. So which the criteria is the plural form of criterion. The criteria is a plural form of criterion. So the second criteria are the LPG supply networks it should be. So A option is the wrong because criteria is a plural form. So what I told, plural verb should be there. So there the verb action verb is not there, but helping verb is there. It should be is, instead of is, it should be are. Criteria is a plural form. Criterion is a singular form. The second criteria are the LPG supply network is the right answer. So A1 is the wrong. So shall I go on to the next question? Third question, 13th one. Fill in the blanks with the most appropriate choice. Fill in the blank with the most appropriate choice. The dash should be provided the inspection certification. So which word suits here? It's like a synonym and antonyms. Census, castigate, assuage, demur. So whenever the words are ending with the R sound should not be highlighted. So it's not demur, it's demur. The pronunciation should be demur. So census word meaning collecting the data of a population. Castigate in the sense extensive or punish. Assuage in the sense make someone feels less upset. The meaning. Demur means express hesitation or objection. So now which one is the correct answer? Census in the sense like collecting the data of a population. Castigate in the sense like criticizing and punishing the others. Assuage in the sense making someone feels less upset or anxious. Demur in the sense express the hesitation or saying the objection. So after knowing the word meanings, so what is the right answer? A is the correct answer. The census should be provided the inspection certification. So for the inspection sake, to make the get the after inspection will get to be certified. So during that we have to provide the data whatever they need, right? So up to the mark it should be. So the census should be provided the inspection certification. To get the inspection, to get the certification, we have to provide the data. So A is the right answer. So whenever we are filling the blanks given, just go like cross check with the word meanings and which word suits in the blank. Okay, that you have to provide. After reading the full sentences, you'll come to know that based on the options, which one fits. Feels there correct. So see the 14th question. Fill in the blank with most appropriate choice. The orator spoke in a dash manner. Bombastic, elusive, derivative, erroneous. How the orator spoke means how the speaker had it. In what manner? So which words fills there? So bombastic in the sense the high sounding but with little meaning. Okay. Elusive means difficult to find. Derivative means imitative of work of another person. It's like kind of imitation of another's. Erroneous means the content of the speech is wrong, incorrect. Whatever the topic that he is speaking and what he is speaking is irrelevant one. That is the word erroneously. So what is the right answer now? The orator spoke in a bombastic manner is the right answer, because whatever he was like speaking with whatever the little content that he was delivering, it is up to the mark. It's very like good in speaking, like he's inspiring. So the other options will not suit there. The orator spoke in a bombastic manner. So 15th question. The sentence below has been divided into three parts. Select the part of the sentence that has an error. If the sentence has an error, select the option no error. Okay. See the like sentence have been break into three chunks. You have to find out the errors. Mostly they will give error spotting itself. The older and better known of the two are Old Port and 8 Block, Wedge of Victoria, red brick building that include the waterfront. What is the right answer? 15th one. The older and better known of the two are Old Port and 8 Block, Wedge of Victorian red brick buildings that include the waterfront. So what is the option? What is the right answer? So C should be the right answer. Then the older and better known of two are not should be the two E's. Okay, that part of the sentence is an error. C is like here in the option C, the first part is an error. The older and the better known of the two is Old Port and 8 Block Wedge of Victorian brick buildings that include the waterfront is the right answer. The older and the better known of two not. Two are not. All the older and better known are considered as one thing. So C like first part like that is given in the C part. C is the wrong answer. Next, go for the 16th question. Fill the blank with suitable word. This sort of an aggressive attitude would only serve to dash the supporters you already have. So the options given are, think carefully: encourage, exhort, alienate, cooperate. Whenever you are unable to understand the options, please read the question twice. This sort of an aggressive attitude would only serve to dash the supporters you already have. So, if you are having aggressive attitude, then the people will encourage you. Exhort, encouragement, you already know the meaning, like giving, like supporting. Exhort also strong support. What is the word alienate meaning? Means cause of someone feel like isolated because of aggressive attitude, all will avoid you and you should stay alone. If you have aggressive attitude, will the people will cooperate? Will they do friendship? No, na. So what is the answer? This sort of an aggressive attitude would only serve to eliminate the supporters you already have. If you have aggressive attitude, all will be avoiding you. They won't encourage you, they won't support you, they won't cooperate. Simply they'll be maintaining some sort of a distance. So that creates you to make you stay alone. So that is called isolation. Okay. So I'll go for the next question. 17th question. The sentence below has been divided into three parts. Select the part of the sentence that has no error. If the sentence has an error, select the option no error. Not only the grandparents were there, but the aunts, uncles, and cousins. This is very simple, but there is a small error in that. Which part has the error? Not only the grandparents were there, but the aunts, uncles, and cousins. Think carefully and answer. Which part? Not only if whenever the not only is there, what should be the other one? So which part is the error? First part, second part, third part. B part is the error because whenever the not only is there, always in the sentence, but also should be there. Okay, but also is not there. Okay, not only the grandparents were there, but also the aunts, uncles, and cousins. That is the right answer. So here there, but also should be there. Okay, not single but. Whenever not only is there, but also these are like both have to go one another, right? So the option is B option is the wrong. Means there, but the aunts, that part is the error. To make it is the right one, but after also have to follow. Go for the next question. 18th one. Select the word segment that substitutes or replaces the bracketed word wrong segment correctly and complete the sentence meaningfully. Select the option no correction required if the sentence is correct as given. See here bracketed word, if there is an error, what things can be replaced to make it as a meaningful sentence. This is like correction of the sentences. These are sentence correction, we call it as. Such perceptions dispose the mind to pursue what nature dictates as useful. So see the option. Such perceptions dispose of the mind to pursue. Such perceptions disposes of the mind to pursue. Such perceptions dispose of the mind to pursue. No correction required. What is the meaning of the word pursue? Means to follow or to choose. Pursue in the sense following. So such perception means like whatever like they are thinking and all that disposes of the mind to pursue what nature dictates as useful. So in the bracket given thing, such perceptions dispose of should be there. So the given bracket after dispose, there is no of. Such perceptions dispose of the mind to pursue what nature dictates as useful is the right option. Okay. So why B is not the correct? Disposes. Plural form will not be there. Dispose and C. Why the C option is wrong? Disposes OF of means it's completely closing that. Okay. Such perception, what perception, the way they are thinking and all that makes to like follow them, right? That the nature dictates as useful. So the such kind of things gives us a good like we follow such things, then it will be good for and it will be helpful for us, right? So here the first the bracketed word, the right option is A. A is the right one. Such perceptions and dispose of the mind to pursue. What the ways that you are thinking that will follow, that will be a good for you. So B and C, so D's disposes plural form is given that is wrong, and here C option is OF of means ending of. No correction required. There is a correction, then the option doesn't suit. So the right answer is A. Okay. Go for the next question, 19th one. Select the word segment that substitutes, replaces the bracketed wrong segment correctly and complete the sentence meaningfully. Select the option no correction required if the sentence is correct as given. Okay. So see here, Bahamas and Stuart Clove in particular have since become synonymous with shark feeding dives. Sometimes like at present they are giving little tough questions. When the sentences when we are reading it looks very tough. But if you read wise it will be very easy. Who are Bahamas? We are like in it coming to the historic things. So his Stuart Clow is the name of a person. Okay. So which one is the right answer? The Bahamas and the Stuart Clow in particular have over them, or B1, the Bahamas and the Stuart Clow in particular have from them. No correction required. The Bahamas and Stuart Clow in particular have since. So, like, no correction is required. Bahamas and the Stuart Clow in particular have since become a synonymous with shark feeding dives. Okay, they are feeding like start the person, and from the ancient thing they are feeding the sharks. Okay, so that is the answer. C is the right answer. No correction required. Okay, you may ask the question like, ma'am, the Bahamas, why not the right answer? Like, obviously, it starts Bahamas and the Stuart Club. Like, Bahamas in the sense particular. Ancient they have had only right one thing. So that is the reason no correction is required. The Bahamas and the Stuart. Okay, so A, B, D doesn't suit here. That C, no correction required. The bracket, the given words, the given sentence doesn't require any corrections. See the 20th question. Fill in the blank with most appropriate choice. Like these are called like synonym or antonym might be. Vocabulary part this comes under the vocabulary question. Henry's date was very dash, only saying two sentences the entire evening. So options given redolent, laconic, nascent, nonplussed. So you should be aware of little bit of this vocabulary. Like you have to go like what are the recent words that are using or else trendy words. Just go through once their meaning, then it will be easy. So what might be the answer? What the word like we'll go with the meanings. Redolent means smelling strongly. Smelling strongly means like very strong smelling they are getting. Laconic in the sense using very few words. Nascent means just coming in the existence. Nonplussed means surprised and confused. So now which one suits the right answer? The Henry's date was very dash. So redolent doesn't fix smelling strongly. What it means actually, it's like saying about the sentence. Means he was speaking the entire whole evening. He was saying something only, right? So just coming and into the like nascent doesn't suit, non plus surprised and confused doesn't suit. So he was like like speaking only few words throughout, like only one or two sentences. So laconic. Henry's date was very laconic, only saying two sentences the entire evening. He was like speaking very less one or two sentences. The other words doesn't suit. So here, what is the word like meaning of the laconic? Using very few words to convey the information. Instead of saying a lengthy things, he was delivering what he wanted to say with only a few words. That is called laconic. So next question, the answer is B. Okay. Going for the next question, 21. The sentence below has been divided into three parts. Select the part of the sentence that has no error. If the sentence has an error, select the option no error. Okay, they had one child, a girl, who they idolized. So the option they had one is the wrong, child, a girl is the wrong, who they idolized is one or no error. See, here in this question, there is one logic. Till now, you are finding the errors, but here in the sentence, you should find out which part of the sentence had no error. The sentence, like whatever the sentence they have given, they have break into three parts, right? Which part doesn't have an error? That you have to find out, not the error sentence. Which doesn't have a mistake, that part you have to find out. They had one or a child, a girl, who they idolized or no error. If there is no mistake, like everyone, like every part is correct, you can select the D option. But There is like, first part they had a one that is the right child, a girl will not be it. One child should be there. They had a one child instead of who they idolized, not whom they idolized. Like they are like comparing the child with whom. Okay, that should be there. So here, child, a girl should not be there. They had a girl, or else they had one child. Only one should be there. So second part, there is an error. Instead of who, not whom, like they are comparing. So the two parts have the errors. So they had one is the right answer. Means there is no error. So here they asked us which part of the sentence is the correct one. Okay. So don't get confused when the instruction. You have to read the instruction because most of the questions have been given errors finding and recorrecting. But here instead of error finding, you have to find out which part is the right one. Going for the next question. See the 22nd. Here, like statements, assumptions. In this question, a statement has been followed by two assumptions. Okay, which assumption is right for that statement? You have to find out. Numbered one, like see here, numbered one and two. You have to decide which part, which of the assumption is implicit, means which assumes which are relevant to that statement. The college authority has decided to organize a workshop for the students to have practical knowledge of the industry. So what assumption they have given? All students will be interested for the workshop and will enter their names for the same. The students who attend, second one, the students who attend the workshop will get a job. So which one, like assumption is like strong to the statement? Only one is implicit, none is implicit, only two is implicit, both one and two are implicit. Which is the right answer? So here, what the statement they have given, the college is organizing a workshop regarding what about the practical knowledge, like about the industry, to get the practical knowledge about the industries. So they are organizing what workshop. So what the students will get through that workshop. What is the like intention of the college authority to organize that workshop? So which one is answer? Only one implicit, like first one is the right answer. All the students will be interested for the workshop and will enter their names for the same, like to get the industry knowledge. So they have to attend the, if they are showing the interest to attend the workshop, so they'll get the knowledge about the industry. So how the industries are there, what they have to do and all that. So it's not like the students, whoever attends the workshop, they will get the job. It doesn't mean that the college will provide whoever attends the workshop, they will get the job. So it's not the college who is providing the job, actually to get the practical knowledge, how the industries and all that. So they are arranging a workshop. So through that, what happens? They'll get some sort of experience. Through that experience, they can apply that and they can get the job. It's not the intention of the college. They, if they attend the workshop, they'll give the job. Okay. So that's the reason here. The first option is to make awareness and to know about how, like practical knowledge about the industry. The college is arranging a workshop. So one option is the right for the statement. Only one is implicit. A is the right answer. So you have to analyze like statement. You have to read twice, and then you have to which assumption will implicit, which assumption is relevant, which is strongly applicable to that. Okay. Next, we'll go for the next question. See the 23. In the question given below, there are two statements marked as like same assertion E, like and reason are a mark. Mark your answer as per the course in the option. Assertion is A is marked. Reason is like R. Okay, any number of form n2 plus 2 will always be divisible by 2. Reason, one of any two consecutive numbers is always even. So sometimes in English they give like this mathematical things. So which one? Which one? Both A and R are true is the correct explanation of A. Both A and R are true, but R is not the correct explanation of A. A is true, but R is false. A is false, but R is true. Any number form like n2 plus 2 will always will be divisible by the 2. One of any two consecutive numbers is always even. If it is divisible, it are always even. So A is the option. Both A and R are true, but R is the correct explanation of the A. Okay, any two numbers always divisible by 2. Okay, go for the next question. 24. The sentence below has been divided into 3 parts. Select the part of the sentence that has no error. If the sentence has an error, select the option no error. Okay, here we got earlier we used to find out which part is the right one, but here again they have given you have to find out the error and you have to correct it. Error detection as well as rewriting the sentence, both they have given the combination here. See, love is a kind of a chance encounter, and one can either wait or prepare for it. So, which one is the right answer? Which part is an error? Love is a kind of a chance encounter, and one can either wait or prepared for it. Okay, either wait or prepared. So wait, prepare, both should not be like one should be in present and one should be in the past tense. Like either wait or prepared for it. Okay, so that part is error. Either wait or prepare for it. For it, in that there is a mistake. Either or, whenever it is having no after or, always it should be like prepared. It's not prepared. So next B1 is the option here. B1 is the error. Okay. Going for the next question. Select the word segment that substitutes, replaces the bracketed wrong segment correctly and complete the sentence meaningfully. Select the option no correction required if the sentence is correct as given. Okay, in the bracket, whatever is given, if it is correct, okay, then go for the no correction required. And if it is whatever is error, which part, how can we rewrite that? In the given option, you have to select that. Okay. Earlier, they have given just only error thing. Here you have to rewrite. 24th question, just error you have to detect it. I told them what, how can we correct what is the right answer, then I have given. But here you have to rewrite. You have to find out and rewrite the thing. Many an army, wife and mother had, that is a bracketed word, similarly to live a Bedouin life that summer. What is the word meaning Bedouin? Bedouin is nothing but a nomadic people who live in desert areas, Arab desert areas people. That people we call as Bedouin. Bedouin in the sense nomadic of Arabs of who lives in desert areas. Arab countries, whoever lives in desert areas, that people are called as a Bedouin. So, what is the answer? What can be replaced? See, many an army, wives and mothers had is the right answer, or no correction required is the right answer. Many an army wife and mother had, many army wives and mothers have. Which one is the right answer? So in the bracketed word there is an error. You have to replace with the right option. Here many is a plural form, right? Many an army, wife and mother, they have given a singular, but here the many word is a plural form, so it should be also in the plural. So now you have known the answer, I think, right? What is answer? A is the right answer, because in this no correction required, we can't go with that B option because there is an error. See, many an army, wife and mother. Many means so many. Then again here in the C, wife and mother, singular things are given. And D option C here. Many army wives and mothers have, they have given. Okay, have not, had should be there, right? Okay, already they had, right? So how can have? So many and army wives and mothers had similarly to live a Bedouin life that summer. Okay, So that nomadic life in the desert, how it will be, that life they have to face. Like, so many people, wives and mothers are facing that. It's not to have, it's already they are facing. Okay. So A option is the right option. Going for the next question. See the 26th question. In this question, a statement has been followed by two assumptions numbered 1 and 2. You have to decide which of the assumption is implicit, which one is the right, like which one applies, like relevant to that. Like at present, you can statement assertion, like a reason assertion, or like these things are asking more. See the statement. Shubham asked his sister Sneha to return home by a taxi if it rains heavily, if the condition is there. So in the tenses, if the conditions, then what should be the first part and what should be the second part based on the grammar. What are the assumption? Cabs do ply means like here. What is the word meaning ply? Means operate or like runs. Okay. PLY ply means operating or runs. That is the word meaning of PLY ply. Cabs do ply even if it rains heavily. Second one, Sneha is younger than Shubham. So which one applies more to the statement? Which implies more? Only one is implicity. Only two is implicity. Both one and two are implicity. None. None is implicit. Means both are not relevant to that. So which one is the right answer? So Shubham asked his sister, okay, to return home by taxi if it rains heavily. Okay. So what might be the answer? So here the sister in the second option, Sneha is younger than Shubham. So they mentioned here. Younger in the sense you all know, no? Elder means like big one. Elder in the sense small. So which is the correct option? So what the Shubham asked means like if like second one we can't choose if they are younger, why like brother will say to come in the taxi. Maybe she's not the younger, she's like okay, she can manage, she can come alone. So that's the reason what he's advising. Shubham asked his sister Sneha to return home by taxi if it rains heavily. So what it mean actually? What assumption cabs to fly even if it rains heavily? So he is guiding that. Though if it rains heavily, also the taxis will be moving on. So what he is suggesting his sister like cabs to fly even if it rains heavily means though heavy rain is there, but still there is facility of transport. What transport cabs are available? So she can come alone through the cabs. She is not that much younger that she cannot travel alone. Okay. So he is guiding. Though if it rains heavily, you can come by cabs. So he is advising his sister. So first option is the right answer. Only one is implicity. Subham asked his sister Sneha to return home by taxi if it rains heavily. Means cabs to fly even if it rains heavily. So he is telling his sister that though it rains heavily, still there is a taxi. So you can come by with the taxi. 27th question. Select the word segment that substitutes, replaces the bracketed wrong segment correctly and complete the sentence meaningfully. Select the option, no correction required if the sentence is correct as given. See, in terms of civil liberties, the code. So, the bracketed words are made provisional 14th century Sardine. Now, one of the most developed society in all of. So, till made to till all of. In that part, there is an error. So, which, like in the options, four options are given. So, which option fits there to make it as a right one? Which one? In terms of civil liberties, the code, okay, made provisionals, 14th century Saradina, one of the most developed society in all of Europe. makes provisional 14th century Sardina one of the most developed society in all of the Europe, or made provisional 14th century Sardina one of the most developed society in all, makes provisional 14th century Sardina one of the most developed society in all of, no correction required. Already they have given in the instruction in the bracketed word there is an error. If there is no error, you can select the option. No corrections required, but there is a correction. So you have to cross check with the verb forms. In terms of civil liberties, so A is the right answer. See here, the bracketed word can be replaced with the A option. In terms of civil liberties, the code makes provisional, not made already, in the sense already it happened. Okay, so that is not makes a provisional 14th century standard and one of the most developed society in all of the Europe. In Europe itself, in the 14th century, they made, like they makes to become a very popular place. Okay, made, the B option, why it doesn't suits the B option, made it is given already, the in the same thing is given. Okay, one of the most developed society in all they are saying. Okay, C option makes provisional one of the most developed society in all of the ASEAN, all of the Europe, same thing. Okay, but only one option. First one is the right answer because in all of the Europe means in the Europe it is like specifying in Europe the Saranite is one of the they wanted to make like very popular. Okay, so that is the reason first one suits the answer. So B in all, so is not right. Okay, C1 all of, already it is given. So all of the Europe. So you already know where we can replace the articles, the definite article where we have to indefinite and definite articles are there. So to specify before that and all the countries and states before, like what if you are specifying the Europe we have to say. Okay. Next go to the 28th question. Fill in the blanks with appropriate choice. Are you? This is the question like question tag. Look, which word like fix over there? See here. Whenever you are questioning at the time, which word suits? Are you that certain an attack is cross check which word suits? You are questioning, attack. After that, which word suits over there? Impudent, imminent, indolent, incoherent. So, impudent means not showing due respect of another person, means not showing any respect of other person. What is imminent means it is going to happen. Okay, indolent means lazy. Indolent means very lazy. It means avoiding the activities, not showing interest. Inquiet means just to begin. So which word suits that? Means are you that certain an attack is imminent? Imminent means about to happen. Are you going to attack very soon? That is the right answer. Implement not showing due respect, to others. Indolent means very lazy. Incoherent means just begin and just starting. So it doesn't suit that. Are you that certain an attack is imminent? Imminent means just about going to just it is going to happen. Means going to attack. So here B is the right answer. That you are questioning are it is going to just in few seconds are you going to attack them like that you are asking. 29th one. The sentence below has been divided into three parts. Select the part of the sentence that has no error. The sentence has an error. Select the option no error. See here, read the question carefully. Till now we have find out the error. But here in the question, the sentence has no error part you have to select. Which part of the sentence doesn't have any error that you are going to find out. See. In comparison, The look-see. What is the word meaning look-see? What it means? Just think on. One of the smallest dolphin is about 5 feet long and 100 pounds. In comparison, the look-see, first option, one of the smallest dolphin is about 5 feet long and 100 pounds. No error. Which part doesn't have error, that you have to find out. One of the smallest. Luxie is a, like, it's a water animal. The name of a, like, a water animal, the dolphin name. Okay. So one of the smallest dolphin or dolphins should be there. So second part is an error. Is about is about not are about 5 feet. So all the dolphins, the smallest dolphins, okay, is about 5 feet long and 100 pounds. So two parts are error. In comparison, the look-see is one of the smallest. So in comparison, the look-see. So that part doesn't have an error. Okay. So here the look-see is a water animal, a type of a dolphin. The name of a dolphin. Here it's not a one. There are so many. Okay. So that's the reason it's not dolphin the singular. It should be plural. Dolphins. So if it is, like, plural form, the verb should also take a plural. He is not. Are about all the dolphins. The smallest dolphins are about 5 feet long and 100 pounds. So in comparison means whom you are comparing, the look, see, the type of a dolphin that you are comparing, right? So first part doesn't have any error. Okay. So A is the right answer. Shall I go to the next question? Okay. 30th. Fill in the blank with the most appropriate choice. This matching of the cups allowed the teeth to dash or meet in a precision bite. So it's like an vocabulary question. You should be aware of obviate, obscure, obdurate, occlude. First, if you are aware of this word meaning, then you will be aware of that. The question is based on about the dental, about the teeth. So I'll tell the word meanings, cross check. Obviate means to remove a need or difficult one. Wherever if it is a difficulty is there, not if that is like causing, like hurting us, then it should be removed. So the dentist wanted to remove it. That is called as a obviate, means like removing the teeth. Obscure in the sense to conceal or make unclear. Whether, like, obscure in the sense whether to remove or not. That is the obscure, means after seeing, after finding whether if it is requirement to remove. If it is removed, then it will be okay. Or else if we are removing, it creates a damage. So that kind of thing is called obscure. Then obdurate in the sense stubbornly refusing to change one's opinion or action. Means though the doctor is suggesting that your teeth have to be removed, or else it creates a problem to you also, but this person is very stubborn. Like, I don't want to remove it. Or else, like, doctor is suggesting if it is removed, it causes damage, but still the person is unable to bear the pain. He is like forcing the doctor to remove it. So that is called abdurate. What is the word meaning? Acculate means to close up or block an opening, and in dentistry, it refers to a contact between the teeth. Okay, so occlude in the sense the between the teeth there is a gap. To close that gap in the dentistry, like terminology, the occlude in the sense like fill up in the gap, like making the teeth together. That is called occlude. So which one is the right answer? This matching of the cups allowed the teeth to bleed or meet in a precision bite. So whenever you wanted to bite anything at the time, because of the gap between the teeth, what is happening? It is creating a problem. So you went to the dentist to fill, like to clear that gap. So what the dentist will do? He will like shorten the distance. He will make the teeth together, right? So occlude is the right answer. The other things doesn't suit over. Okay, cross check. Obviate in the sense what? Removing that you are feeling it difficult. Okay, it's not the difficulty. Like to make it a bite and wherever the gap is there, the food is stuck over there. So you have to like reduce that gap. No, that is the thing. It's not the removing the teeth, right? Okay, obscure in the sense conceal or make unclear means until you go to the doctor, then only you will get the clarity whether to remove or to state, right? Obdurate in the sense what stubbornly sticking in the things like what the doctor suggests based on that you have to follow. You should not like stick to your own rules. So that doesn't suit so well. Occlude in the sense like fill up in the gap, like making removing that gap in the dentistry terms. Okay. Why we have to remove that gap? Because it is creating like a problem to get the price. So that is the answer. So D is the right answer. So I'll go for the next question. Fill in the blank with the most appropriate choice. In spite of all you say, I still dash that his report is true. So which one? Desiccate, ever, rich, disseminate, all the vocabulary based. Like mostly like nowadays 2 3 questions they're asking on the vocabulary. So which word suits? In spite of all you say, I still dash this report is true. So desiccate means to remove the word meaning desiccate in the sense to remove the moisture from something to dry means like the things are wet, so to make them dry, so whatever the thing that you are doing that is called as a desiccate. Okay, the word next word ever in the sense a state or assert the to be the care. Okay, to state or else the assert to be the case. Okay, that is the word meaning of ever. Next, bridge in the sense the mournful song. Mournful in the sense very a sad song or a poem is called as a bridge. Disseminate means to spread widely. So that is the thing. So here, what is the answer? In spite of all you say, I still ever means ignored that his report is true. Whatever he is saying, still that, but you are not like believing on that. Okay, you are not stating that it is a truth after showing evidences also. So the ever is a correct word. Okay, desiccate means to remove the moisture from the like wet things to make it as a dry, that is called as a desiccate. Ever in the sense like state you are not still believing either showing the proof also. Bridge in the sense a mournful song or a poem is called as a bridge. Disseminate means to spread or dispense like disperse widely. Okay, so here in spite of all saying you are not believing, so the right option is ever. It's not ever, it's the pronunciation is ever. The words ending with R, the R sound should not be highlighted because R is called as a retroflex whenever it is at the end of the word. Okay, so the pronunciation should be ever. Going for the next question, 32. Fill in the blanks with the most appropriate choice. I swear the Douglas dash tongue is getting to him. What is the right option? Glib, didactic, archaic, caustic. So, glib in the sense fluent. Didactic means intended to teach. Archaic means very old. Caustic means able to, caustic in the sense able to burn. So, what is the right answer? Which word suits? I swear the bugler's dash tongue is getting to him. So what it means? Tongue in the sense are we getting? It's like a kind of speaking. So what it means? Glib, didactic, archaic, or caustic. So once again, I'll go with the meanings. Caustic in the sense able to burn, B-U-R-N, burn. Okay, caustic. Archaic means very old thing. Okay, arch will say no, the old things. Didactic in the sense intended to teach. So will it teach? So glib in the sense fluent. I swear the bugler's glib tongue is getting to him. Means whatever he's speaking is clearly understood by the other person. I swear in the sense like what he's saying and what is coming out from his tongue, everything is clear, is fluent. Okay. So what is the right answer now? Glib is the right answer. I swear the bubbler's glib tongue is getting to him means whatever he's speaking that is understood by the other person. Okay, the other things doesn't match. Next, we'll go for the next question. See the 33. Select the word segment that substitutes or replaces the bracketed wrong segment correctly and complete the sentence. Here, the bracketed word is, if it is a wrong, you have to make it as a right. Okay. Select the option no correction required if the sentence is correct as given. So in the bracket, whatever is given, if it is right, you can select the no correction required. So as a result, see the question. As a result, the bracketed thing, it has become one of the most internationally renowned fiesta in Spain. Means fiesta in the sense a kind of a festival in Spain. Okay, with over 1 lakh people attending every year. So, in the bracketed thing, what might be the wrong? They're asking. So, that wrong one in the options given, what can be replaced to make it as a right one? So, see the A option. It is become one of the most internationally renowned fiesta as in Spain is answer. No correction required. Second one. Third is it has become one of the most internationally renowned fiestas in Spain. It will have become one of the most internationally renowned fiesta in Spain. So what is the answer? So already they said that there is a correction. There is a correction in that. So B option doesn't suit. See the A option. It has become. They have given. It has become. They said that. But here it is become. It is become. It is become doesn't suit. No. It after it is cannot be like followed, so it's a wrong. It is become one of the most after while reading itself you can find out there is an error in that, so remove the A option. It has become one of the most internationally renowned fiesta in Spain. Okay. B1 option, it will become. So it is going to happen in the future. Already it is happening. No, D option doesn't suit. So A is eliminated. B there is already error, so that cannot be answer. So D already future tense. So what is that? Has become. C is the right option. It has become one of the most internationally renowned fiesta in Spain with over 1 lakh people attending every year. Means if we stand in Spain in the sense it's a kind of a festival, like in Spain very popular every year, so many people like attending there. Okay, so I'll go for the next question. 34. Fill in the blank with most appropriate choice, but do not use dash phrases. Show your imagination. Sedulous, banal, unadorned, whimsical. Which word suits there? But do not use dash phrases. Show your imagination is a sentence. So, shall we go for the word meanings? Sedulous means showing dedication. Okay. Banal means lacking of originality or boring. Adorned means plain or not decorated, like not decorated thing. It's like simple plain. Whimsical means playfully. So which one is the right option? But do not use which word? So To show your imagination. So what things we have? Which word suits? Which is the right phrases? So whenever you are imagination, you can't be a boring thought should not be there, right? So banal is the right answer. But do not use banal phrases to show your imagination, whatever the imagination that you have. Don't show that. It should be an interesting one, right? So will the boring thing will be imagined? No, no. Or the interesting thing will be imagined, right? So here, but do not use, already not is the negative thing. So banal, there the banal word suits there. But do not use the banal phrases. Show your imagination. To show your imagination, don't use the boring things. So once again, go through the meaning. Sedulous means showing dedication. If you show the wrong things, like for your imagination, no, no. Next, uh, banal, lacking of originality or boring things. Next, unadorned in the sense plain or not decorated. It doesn't suit over there. Whimsical in the sense playfully. Okay. So, but do not use whimsical means why we will use the playful things over there. It should be an interesting imagination. Whatever we imagine, it should be interesting. It should not be bored. It should not be playful. It should not be like. So I'll go for the next question. 35. The sentence below has been divided into three parts. Select the part of the sentence that has no error. The sentence has an error. Select the option no error. So the sentence have been break into three chunks. Which part is the error? So that part you have to recognize. They doesn't ask you to rewrite here. Okay. Which part has the error you have to find out. Sometimes what happen, they'll give the error and then they'll ask us to which part is the error you have to find out and you have to again rewrite to make it as a correct one. But here the question asked is just you have to find out only the wrong option. There is no need of correcting. So which one? A lot of services have been cut that particularly affect the old. See the option. Been cut that particularly, no error. A lot of services have affect the old. Which one? Which part is the error? They doesn't ask you to rewrite, but I'll tell you. What is the wrong one? What can be replaced over there to make it as a right? So in the examination, spotting errors, two types there be. You have to spot the error and you have to rewrite. And one time just you have to find out the error. That's it. No need to rewrite it. So the same question here. So what is the right answer? Think carefully. A lot of services have. It's okay, right? Being cut that particularly affect the old. Means here the whatever the services that we had, they have been cut particularly affecting the old means like already having the previous one. So see the question. So D will be the option. D is the wrong answer. Okay. A lot of services have been cut. The particular, it's not like affect. Okay. Affect is wrong. The verb should be affect. EFFCT is a noun. Okay. AFFECT is the verb should be there. Okay. To make effect the old. Effect is a noun, so doesn't suit here. Affecting means the services that whatever are cutting that are like affecting the old one, previous one. It's not effect. Effect should be there. So EFFCT is a noun. AFFCT is a verb. Okay, their verb should be there, not the noun. So that part, the effect in the old is the wrong answer. To make it as a right effect, AFFCET is there. a lot of services have been cut that particularly affect the old. Means whatever the services at present are going on that are affecting the old one. Okay, not effective. So we'll go for the next question. The sentence below has been divided into three parts. Select the part of the sentence that has no error. If the sentence has an error, select the option no error. Here see carefully, the sentence below has been divided into select the part of the sentence that has no error. Means which part is having no error, means the right part of the sentence we have to select, not the wrong part. Okay. See how tricky they are asking at present. So when you are answering the question, please read carefully because they are just making the instructions little bit like confused whether we have to find out the error or whether we have to find out the right one. Jacob replied, first sell me your birthright. So Jacob replied is one part. First sell me your birthright. Actually, this is from from the Bible. Okay, which part? Which error and which, so the question asked is doesn't have error, right? No error part. Jacob replied, it it is reported. Jacob replied is a reported speech, like reported verb. First sell me your birthright. First sell me is a quote from the Bible. Okay. So first sell me doesn't have an error. Jacob replied, first sell me your birthright. Okay. Next we'll go for the next question. See here. And closed test will be given. At least one question will be given, but 4 or 5 questions in that closed. 5 blanks you have to fill it. So please read that and find out what are the answers. See, first one there is a blank. The demand of the residential and commercial real estate in the city is again blank. Though it has slowed down lately due to the weak economy, the huge demand and potential for development has dash many real estate developers and the city is today dash different ranging from huge townships dash buildings luxury projects to big commercial complexes. So it is totally about the real estate and the housing and townships and all that. So wherever the numbers are given, there you have to replace with the correct words. So for the first one, 4 options are given: immediately, constantly, consequently, currently. Which one suits the first? Which one? So see, first one is cons- immediately or constantly, consequently. Consequently means it's a clashes currently. Currently, the demand for the residential. First one is a what is currently. Current means in the present. It's a very like residential commercial estate is very in the cities. You can see that how the demand is, how the cost of the things are there. Okay, and there what the city is, what should be the answer? Very high, massive, exorbitant, immense. So already I revealed the answer. Okay, in the city for the residential, like commercial, all the buildings to buy a house in the city is very like the price is very high, right? Okay, so there city is very. Then you may say that massive also you can write, but very high there based on the like other words also you have to cross check which word suits there. So currently, the demand for residential and commercial real estate in the city is very high, though it has slowed down lately due to the weak economy. Like because of weak economy, it have go down, but still, what happened? The huge demand and potential for development has dash. So attracted, invited, inspired, called. So what Still, it have been slowed down, but again, sometimes because of low, weak economy, it have been went down, but still now again it had raised. The whose demand is there. Though you have a weak economy, but it has still the demand. So what should be the third option? It still is attracting. The huge demand and potential for development has attracted many real estate developers and city is today after again, what fourth option? Observing, watching a home to witnessing. So which is the right answer? The city is today witnessing different project ranging from huge townships after that, luxury, sandalwood, architectural, royal. So, ranging from huge townships, architectural buildings, luxury projects to big commercial complexes. So, in cities, so the paragraph closed as first one, you can see, I'll read with all the options wherever necessary. Just see here. Currently, the demand for residential and commercial real estate in city attracted, though it has so second one now is now it's the third one. Estate in city is very high, though it has slowed down lately due to the weak economy. The huge demand and potential for development attracted many real estate developers in city is today witnessing different projects ranging from huge township architectural buildings, luxury projects to big commercial complexes. This is a closed test. Means read carefully and which word suits there, because closed test is asked at least one question in the exam. Okay, I'll go for the next question. Dash, the logo and the product were repeatedly flashed with the jingle that denied the name into our heads. So there in the blank, you have to fix the right sentence over there to get to become a meaningful. So there was a time when visual advertising styles was blatantly direct. It was this kind of advertising that paved the way. There was no escape from the bombardment. And see, similar products are clubbed together by a brand-inspired generic name. So what is the right answer? Which sentence can be fixed in the blank? So not only the words, sometimes they'll give the sentences that you have to fill. So, A is the right answer. So, first one, there was a time when visual advertising styles were blatantly direct the logo and the product were repeatedly flashed with the jingle that denied the name into our heads. Like, so whenever we wanted to, if we are advertising with the logos and all, the people will be attracted and it will be get easily like recognized and that. So it was a kind of advertising mode. Okay, advertising in the sense to make it as popular one. So A is the right one. And B, this was that doesn't suit. There was no escape from bombardments. Why we are like escaping? To make a product highlight, we have to advertise, right? Similar products are clubbed together and a brand inspired generic name means like sometimes why we have to maintain our logo, because same products will be there. If you are maintaining the logo, by seeing the logo we can purchase that thing. So that's the reason A option is the right answer. Then going for the 39, she dashed her talents at the National School of Dramatics. She dashed, fill with a suitable word. Fine tuned, stupefied, branded, downgraded. Her downgraded talent doesn't be a dramatics, right? A branded doesn't suit. Stupefied also doesn't suit her. She fine-tuned her talents, means she have tuned her talents at the National School of Dramatics. In the dramatics, what happened? She have tuned herself, like she showed her talent. Okay, so there the right word is she fine-tuned her talents at the National Schools of Dramatics is the right answer. Then last but not the least, So this is the last question. Choose the option which best expresses the given sentence in indirect speech. So nowadays the direct and indirect are not asking, but one sometimes they may ask the question. Okay, don't worry, we will find a way. So what is the correct option? So it is given in the direct speech, like so. What is the option? I told him don't worry, and that we will find a way. I told him not to worry, and that we will find a way. I told him to not to worry, and that we would find a way. I told him don't worry, and that we would find a way. C, the C option is the right answer. So whenever it is in the direct speech, when we are converting it in direct speech, already it should be told. I told him not to worry, and we will, in the sense it have to be in the past tense, like will be changed into a would. Okay. So I told him to not to worry, and that we would find a way. So C is the right answer. So that's all for this for today. Hope you all have understood the questions. So thank you all, and all the best for your exam.
I stop the live.